All right. So there's a lot that you might have heard in that. There's a lot that you probably didn't. I may come back at a later date and have you hear all that there is to hear. But what did you hear in what you received? Just give me what you give me what you got a handle on. Yeah, Preston, and then Antonia.
Mm, a reminder of the beautiful power of chosen constraints,
Hmm.
and that actually there is no completion, and then like on the other side, like kind of dancing in the same orb, fulfillment without constraints, such that if you don't demarcate what the boundaries are, there is no end point and there is no like recognition of like full receiving if there's no vessel, if there's no specificity.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there's strength within that.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Antonia, well, what did you get?
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, honestly. Kind of like processing all it. I don't know. Didn't land
No worries. Let it
in
take
the
its time.
words.
Ne
Yeah,
Never underestimate the
yeah. Gotta
value
be honest.
planted.
Yes. There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome. Tatiana?
Um, yeah, I mean, what I wrote down was meditate over this paradox because
Hmm.
there's the paradox of you know, having those boundaries, renouncing all things that do not align with the structure and the discipline and the organization. But there's, yeah, I just, yeah, what stood out to me was to meditate on it. Like these words have value, but how to implicate that really into your life probably requires a deep presence with it.
Yeah, I know it was both what do you call it? Kind of scandalous for me to do what I just did in the eyes of someone who does inhabit a very particular lineage and has an embodied visceral somatic understanding of what that means in terms of what you convey directly as codes through direct transmission and conversations. And I I would never have done this were it not for what we did on the retreat. I was like, we literally called in the angels to cut every tendril and tether that had us uphold and pedestalize organizations and systems. And lo and behold, the moment I made that decision, today someone from the Modern Mystery School came to me and was like, yeah, these organizations, there were subtle energetic architectures built in to ensure continuing to siphon and suck energy and chi from the souls that associated and aligned to them,
Hmm.
that chose to agree with them to whatever degree, to take oaths in them. So anyway, I'm getting perpendicular and rambunctious with what is in me. But let's get you guys some money, shall we? All right, cool. So I invite you, this will be your sort of home play, is to watch Awaken Wealth. Who's started on some of the Awaken Life Live stuff since, yeah. So for next week, Awaken Wealth, number one. Number two, which it looks like Preston's already done, just from that facial expression. Um, and then the second thing is the recipe for infinite abundance by Jonathan England. It's a YouTube video, it's about an hour and a half. And I've used it so many times to reawaken my felt sense. And it sort of exists in the background of the 2 weeks to new coaching income material for me. Let me grab you the link. Where is it? That's really interesting. He's put a lot out there. Maybe, never mind. Maybe let go of that. Maybe it no longer exists. I could have sworn it did. So 2 weeks to new coaching income starts with, what are you optimizing for in terms of focus and manifestation? The main thing is to keep the main thing, and to pick a chief aim and to leverage what you know from your wish is your command on that chief aim. Singularity of manifestation is true power. And I'm going to tell you some stories as well, but faith without works is dead. Faith without works is what? Yeah. Yeah. Said the death doula. Yeah. Points to the ground. Okay. And it's about activating intuition through visualization, taking action from intuition. And then what that'll look like if you're a coach is events and content leading to conversations, leading to close, which you're already using, Tatiana. Antonia, you could be using. Well, you're generating events, so you might want to generate an event that's sooner. If you want to play with us, I'm going to ignite you all to where we can do this together over the next 2 weeks. And then Preston, you'll just do more of what you're doing, really, but with enhanced focus and presence. Maybe work for, I don't know, 4 hours on the right leads. Intuition feeds me actions that if I'm unattached and I pursue them with alignment, gusto, and relentless execution, they feed the funnel with leads. So it is my inspiration. I wasn't blowing smoke when I said to Antonia earlier, I be fully me that I love, and then come see. I'm in my love for me and my full self-expression around that. And people are like, whoa, what is that? I want more of whatever that is. And until you build the architecture and the machine that makes cash flow and lead flow at your vector of marketplace penetration inevitable, it's on you to feel and know and perceive and receive in your imagination through practice what you choose to manifest. This is strange. My video, are you guys having trouble with my video as well? So strange. One moment. Am I back? All right, there we are. So repeat after me. Whatever the mind of a man or a woman can conceive and bring themselves to believe and perceive, they can receive. So you're literally bringing it into your imagination. You're remaining focused on it long enough consistently for it to show up in realization. Am I back? I look back on my own. Okay, great. The internet cannot handle the power of my transmissions. And then you take actions from this thing done and won. Who would you get to be if you already made the money? How would you get to enjoy your life? So many times I go to events speaking from the decided belief that, and acting from the belief that my perfect people who most need me show up from my fun and flow. Give you a great example. I went to, it's called the Coheal. It's based on Joe Dispenza's work. They used to hold these every couple weeks here in Austin. And so I was in the vibration of manifestation. I was focused on this most of the time. I received new clients and income, and it's easy. And I go there and I'm lit up and I share about wealth dynamics. And there's this one guy, his name was Nick. And he literally leans in and is like, hey, when can we have a conversation about this? And I'm like, well, we'll schedule one. It's fine. Just hold your horse. We're good. So I sort of leaned back as he was leaning in from the magnetism of what I offered, because I was operating from joy and full self-expression. I wasn't trying to get anyone to go anywhere, but I was certainly fucking ready to receive the opportunities that I start to perceive. And so within a week, I get him on a call. Within a day after that call, he buys a high ticket coaching package and we start coaching together. That was somewhere between like $3,000 and $6,000 or something. So like I've got so many stories of this. People coming to me saying, my guides told me I was supposed to work with you, or my intuition says I'm supposed to work with you. Or there was a woman in Q3 of 2025 uh, who she actually had left a coaching container previously. Like she had signed up for it was like a $6,000 coaching container, and she paid me like 1,500, and then she ran out of money. And she left, but I stayed in conversation with her, adding value and loving on her from time to time, reaching out to her. And then I was standing in the feeling of my wish fulfilled with, I received someone who is actually praying for and needs exactly me and is seeking exactly what I have to offer and can make best use of me and is absolutely a fun delight to serve. And lo and behold, I have a pinned post on my Facebook profile that says, who wants to learn how to make 20K in 2 weeks, like my coaching client did? And she commented on that post. The moment someone leans in like that for a centerpiece of value that you've created, like a structure, like a channel to receive, is the moment you know, okay, all I need to do is add lots of value, rebuild or reactivate know, like, and trust with this person. So I reach such a depth of rapport and background of relatedness that they're open to saying yes to something more. And I did that. I got her on a call. I coached her. I coached her throughout the week. We had another call the next Monday that I had scheduled. I gifted her some free stuff and said, hey, chew on this, go as far and as fast as you can with it. Then I simply made an offer. And as things got closer to that day, some things filtered into my mind, some facets and aspects of how I could be of service to her. And I remembered, oh shit, she actually owes me a bunch of money, but I'm not going to be an asshole about it. I'm going to simply leverage that as part of the sales process. I'm going to say, hey, God sent you the exact right person to give you the exact service that you're looking for in the exact way that you're hungry for. And it's an opportunity for you to like repair your integrity. And so I'm not going to ask you for X, Y, and Z. I'm just going to ask you for what you owe me. And she paid, and it was delightful. And we worked together for 3 months. And now she actually manifested the vibrational structure of exactly what she was looking for. She wanted an opportunity to give her gifts. Eventually, she realized without having to generate leads at all, which is how this mastermind and how my apprehension of what we're doing here has shifted. It's not about the conditional choice of having your business work your way in the way that you're attached to or your mind has come up with. It's about receiving the full unleashing of your genius and your joy in service and being massively compensated in flow with abundance. Who's down? Yeah, cool. So what she ended up with, and I've literally cried tuning into the vibration of and witnessing her after all the work she put in for those 3 months. It's like several times because it inspired me. Because at the time I was like, there were moments where I was low in my own faith and my own possibility, and I was like, I did this for her, or God did this for her through me. Can't so clear. God did this for her through me. That's possible for me. So you all, please understand, whatever you achieve, you reflect back to everyone around you. So y'all's possibilities, they inspire me. I know that it's usually, you assume it's the other way around, but with all the unmasking work I did on the retreat of like, I'm not here the overthinker. I'm not here to impress you. I'm not here to be anything except for exactly who and how I am right fucking now in this moment. No pedestalized facilitator. Like, no, I'm human as well, despite my best efforts to be superhuman. As you see, he's still just a man, the Merovingian says about Neo in The Matrix Reloaded. So, there's a whole structure to the actual activity of 2 weeks to new coaching income, which we're going to get to. And she ended up, sorry, I choose to finish this thread. She ended up on staff at a like spa where she's now using her gifts, but not having to do a single lick of lead generation. So, if you want more freedom, then yeah, you'll get to build a more structured lead generation channel over time. And that takes time, and that's fine. And God may have some more interesting opportunities for you than you might have conceived previously on your own. And I'm open to that, or I'm beginning to open that. I've been so stubbornly entrepreneurial, like I'm going to do it all myself and I'm going to keep benefiting from it and getting all the freedom of time from that. And now I'm like, no, okay, maybe. Like, remember what John was saying on the videos about like he's gripping the motorcycle? You remember this? And it takes a long time to stop gripping. Yeah, so that's me in being willing to ignite and unleash the full expression of genius, even if it's outside the context of what I was attached to. All of this is preamble. All of this is preamble to the formal structure of 2 weeks to new coaching income. So let's get this started. I'm sharing not to impress you, but to impress upon you what's possible. So you already know who I am. Helping badass, heart-centered coaches, holistic practitioners, and entrepreneurs to scale to consistent high-ticket months with fun and flow so they can step into lives of abundance, impact, and freedom. Lots of years as an entrepreneur, wealth dynamics flow consultant. So this was from a prominent breathwork teacher who coached with me briefly for a couple months in 2024. And he already had high-ticket packages. And just by applying what I'm about to teach you in the formal structure of it, he got an 8K client signed and then another 15K client. And then it was 30K in like a week. So he broke the record. He broke my record and he broke the record of my highest client before that. So everybody put in the chat, if he can, so can I. Like this. Keeping you engaged, keeping you awake, keeping you in the room. All right, cool. Beautiful. All right, so I could do this whole video, and you remember Gianni, I'm sure, Tatiana. Let's see, maybe I'll do the video. It's 30 seconds long.
I resisted Lewis every
You're right.
step of the way. But Lewis's way, once I surrendered, are you coaching me in the moment? $15,000. I brought in $15,000. You can too.
Hi, my name is Gianni and I help women heal from toxic relationships. When I met Lewis, I was only making a couple $100s a month, and I just had my first $14,000 month. I get to travel all the time, help people, and I'm truly living the life of my dreams.
Love you, Gianni.
Love you.
She has since gotten the braces off and gotten married. It's been awesome watching her. She also went the way of like, I don't want to generate all these leads myself and created a private practice as a therapist. But you know, your mileage may vary. This was someone manifested $6,000 using the Feel Free to Prosper work. This was Marshall, who you've met, 22 grand. Okay, enough with the preamble. How do we do this? Well, I think Preston has probably a good guess. World-class professional marketing and sales. Who has judgment on marketing and sales still? It's okay. I love you anyway. All right, great. Everybody's free. From the heart with high energy. So feeling good now, feeling into the world from your heart with high energy. But why do we do this? You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling. Who's seen Inception? Yeah, only everybody is great. So the person who has a strong enough why can endure any how. Why, beyond the money, do you want to do this? Put that in the chat. What does it get you? For me, it's freedom to serve more, which I love, and to have a stronger empire to invite my future wife into. Tatiana says fulfillment, purpose, love. Antonia says gets me more vacations. Yes. Preston says flow with divinity. Yes. By the way, your desires are sacred. Your desires are sacred. And there's an invitation in this conversation to find your high why that makes you cry. Like who am I here for that opens my heart and breaks my heart tenderly because I get to be the answer to their prayers. The energy of love is stronger than the energy of greed, or stronger than the energy of need, or stronger than the energy of it'd be cool to have this thing. It's more it's about more than just you. Everybody put in the chat, everyone gets blessed when I receive my thriving life. You can also cut and paste. That's fine. I'm not upset. Entrepreneurship is your path to spiritual growth. How you do anything is how you do everything. To support my family with anything they need. Freedom to do whatever I want whenever I want it. Yeah, that's great. Heard that. So first, success is structural. A whole part of this presentation is just stuff that you want to build if you want to sustain and maintain these 20K months, because I've had so many high ticket months like that, followed by roller coaster or trampoline. Don't do that. In order to do that, what do you need? You need your vibration tuned in and calibrated to consistent, easeful receiving of surprise and unexpected income, knowing that the will of heaven is behind you, effectively selling from the heart, unleashing your genius and wealth dynamics, structures for turning vision into reality over time, and messaging and marketing mastery. Like, who are you uniquely speaking to such that they know that they are for you and you are for them? Now, this is what the larger mastermind is for building. I've seen Tatiana crystallize into grounded awareness of her version of, for example, marketing and messaging mastery. And I see the rest of you evolving into that. So I'm voting your victory for long term. Next, walk up the Wealth Dynamics Lighthouse as your genius, right? There's a long-term path and plan to follow. It works if you work it. You're worth it, so work it. Finally, this is what it looks like in messaging. So this will be useful for you, Tatiana. And Preston, if we go a little bit over, trust that you'll get the recording tomorrow because I don't want to interfere with your call. And by the way, is it all right if I go maybe 5 or 10 minutes over if we need to? Cool. Thank you. So the unheard entrepreneur can't get eyeballs or views on their content. Who's been there before? You put out a post, there's no likes, there's no engagement whatsoever. Yeah. Next is seen. This is from Brandon Lucero, by the way, an 8-figure messaging coach who I'm currently in a program with. And seen is you can get some eyeballs and views, but nothing more. A lot of content goes that way, yeah? Have you been that way? Yeah. Next, heard. You're keeping the eyeballs on you and getting engagement, but lacking consistent sales. This is me on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook because I'm still refining my messaging, right? But I'm getting eyeballs. I'm getting followers. I'm getting views. I'm getting comments. I'm getting engagement. Next is traction. Getting and keeping eyeballs on you and consistent sales, but not scaling. Tatiana, I think you're between heard and traction because it sounds like most of your leads have been coming from organic, like conversations rather than posts. But have there been some from posts? Just give me a thumbs up. Yeah, okay. So we're moving in the direction of consistent sales. Next, and by the way, this messaging, it works whenever you engage with people in sales, not just through content, like on Facebook or elsewhere. It's like how you carry, convey, and express yourself. I witnessed this with Artemis at the Powerful Living event with David Bayer, who's a 7-figure coach in Round Rock earlier this year. He would walk up to people and he would share about taking the mask off the nervous system and calming down and clearing your signal so that you can get coherent. Alignment, coherence, capacity. And I'd hear him repeat himself and I'd be like, whoa, he's got a unique messaging ecosystem that is refined, that is well-defined, that is clear and unique. So as you evolve your messaging, you'll eventually reach in-demand entrepreneur, scaling sales consistently and people coming to you for your expertise, not just for your work. Like you're not giving a commodity, you're giving something unique that no one else has. And then finally, what Brandon calls new generation mastery, scaling sales consistently and people coming to you for your unique method, teaching and work. You're creating new standards. The sign that this has happened is when people are literally aping your content, trying to pass it off as their own because it's so radically unique. There's a woman named Parmiz Yaz. She's Iranian, moved to Mexico and now sort of working on being in the US. I think she might be here. And she has excellent, like incredible messaging and super clear. And she's had this happen to her. She's like one of the most successful people on Facebook I've seen. So now the logistics of your promotions over the 2 weeks. Initial promotions, hold this all lightly, understand you can do this once and make a bunch of money. And then you can do it again every 2 weeks for the rest of your career, or you can build into those larger, deeper, stronger structures. Who's down to do that latter? over time rather than getting stuck in just doing this over and over? Yeah, because the hustle and grind of this it can be exhausting, and it has been for me in the past. So, all right. There's lead generation, finding people you can serve. There's lead capture, putting them on a list, dripping content to them or adding more value to them over time through conversations, through lead nurture, which is the most important piece, developing a deepened relationship. And the right time to make an offer, it's not immediately. Sometimes it is. Stephanie Hutchinson, I was on her list watching her, one of the few men who follows her content. She's an 8-figure coach, and just radically herself, rambunctiously herself. I followed her for 2 years before I bought anything. And then I bought, a couple programs. So what I'd recommend is do 10 to 20 hours of lead generation, conversation, reaching out, and get into flow first, for sure. Get into inspiration, get your vibration up. Imagine somebody answering the phone and really being excited to talk to you, or engaging with you through Messenger. What I have found is this sort of structurally minimally viable, and you can test me on this. You could go less than this. You can make it 7 hours or whatever. Try, show me through your success that you have a different system. But the whole idea is, if you set a consistent container of time and effort, 2 weeks is minimal. It could be 4 weeks, and you decide, you cut off from all other options. You feed the image of that success with that income, with those new clients, as if it's already done. Cut off from all other options. There's something from the book Get Clients Now called the Mere Persistence Effect. If you choose to, and we love you, Preston, I'm going to let you go. Godspeed. Good luck on the call. We love you, brother. You got this. So, yeah, you're welcome. All right. He got that. He already said thank you. So the Mere Persistence Effect, what they found in Get Clients Now is, if you take the same marketing actions over a certain duration of time consistently with faith, you'll get results even if it's outside that channel. So imagine me doing a Facebook Live every day for 14 days, getting into my star profile, right? Because I have a star wing like both of you do. And just showing up, shining, sharing, adding value from inspiration, not from exasperation. And then somebody messages me on email or on a different platform where I'm not promoting. Why does that happen? They were like, we don't know. We just call it the Mere Persistence Effect. And then that person becomes a client. Well, it's because you're becoming a vibrational match for the thing. And source doesn't always operate through the channel that you are tuned into. Have you noticed this? When you're manifesting things, sometimes source sends things through a channel that's totally different and rambunctiously, radically surprising compared to what you expected. Okay, fine. Thank you. I love you. You're amazing. So Mere Persistence activates possibility. It opens channels of energy. It shows God in the universe that you're willing to do whatever it takes. And I'm not saying, I'm talking to two beautiful, blooming, blossoming, flower-like women. I'm not saying push yourself to a breaking point or burnout. I'm saying show up with a commitment. If Hannah Becker could do it, now she was a fitness coach, so maybe she had a certain vibe. Okay, fine. Then you can do it. So make this endeavor the primary, central, and most important focus for action, manifestation, and life for a certain duration of time. You get what you think about most of the time. You get what you focus on most of the time. And it does not mean be obsessive. It doesn't mean don't go to the beach. It doesn't mean, don't work out or have fun, taking care of the kid. It means like, all right, I'm doing a magical operation and I'm moving in this direction. My bank account in 2022 was down to about $100. This was a Sunday. And I said, all right, I'm cleaning off my calendar. I'm going all in. And why did it get that low? Well, because I have in the past, I affirm, gotten into periods of laziness and apathy because I have manifested so much money so quickly, so easily, so often, repeatedly. That's why I preach, do the wealth dynamics and the larger structure and the message involvement first. Because if you have that, then you don't have to be me from my past at my worst. But September 19th, 2022, I said, all right, you know what? That's it. I'm going to do it. That's it, period. I'm all in. This is the main thing. I'm standing in the feeling of my wish fulfilled with this. I've decided. I've cut off from all other options. The next day, I had a follow-up call with someone, and I was listening from who really needs me. And when I heard her, I thought, oh, you know what? I'm just going to make an offer. it was a follow-up call with a lead I was nurturing. So I took her into a sales process. And then within 24 hours, I had another $6,000 in my bank account. It can be that easy. Now, you may be at a level where your offers are not like a huge amount. That's fine. You know, start making offers. Guess what? Myron Golden has a challenge. He calls it the Make More Offers Challenge. The whole value of the challenge is right there in the name. If you ask more people for more money, then you're going to get more money. So maybe do that, you know, if you want more money. What would your goal be, ladies, if you had a specific goal? You want to drop that in the chat, like in terms of cash flow? For me, mine for the month is actually this, which is fairly ambitious. I've gotten to 15 before. This is my first time setting that goal of 20. But I have several great leads, and I have a lot of great events. 8K, 5K a month. All right, so your first 5K month through your business. Or would it be like you're already making 2 to 3 and you're just looking for a couple sales on top of that? Feel free to specify. And then Tatiana, you want to break that down into how many people more to add to your program? I know it's May, but wouldn't it be cool to have them ready and in before May starts? Then you just, you know, lean back for a while. So while you all are working that out, I'll take a breath and some tea. So if we break down, it depends if they pay up front, but 2 to 3 women. All right, let's call it 3 to 4. There you go. And then Antonia, let's call it like 1 to 2. You make a $2,500 offer. Yeah, okay, that's what I was feeling. That's great. Cool. Oh, let me do the same thing. So 2 10K paid in fulls. I've had several 10K pay in full clients before. I just have never done the goal of, because 10K pays for 3 months of my life. And then I just don't have to do shit for 3 months, except for what I love, which is teaching and coaching. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't often spend those. So sales cycles for high ticket coaching could be as little as a week or so. So for that first person in 2022, I had met her like 6 months before. So that was me engaging in lead nurture. I captured the lead and I continued to follow up with her. If there's somebody who you can benefit, you follow up with them until they buy or until they die, if you want to make a difference for them, because you may be the only one who cares that much. And so that means a list with a Google Calendar reminder for yourself, maybe once a month. Not every day, not every week even, but some kind of way to make sure that you stay in their mind, deepening background of relatedness. I had somebody who I was talking to in October who I made a $5,000 offer to, super broke and raising 4 kids and just got evicted. So it's like, no, this is not the right time. So I helped him find someone who's going to help him find a house. But for 3 months there, I was just like, this guy, he doesn't show up for calls that we schedule. What's up? We got on a call finally, and I'm like, this thing where you don't show up for calls or you're not showing up in your life. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, let's handle that. You want help? And he's like, yeah, actually I do. $5,000. He's like, all right, let me go make the money. It'll be a couple weeks. And I'm like, all right. And then he kind of fell into his patterns. But, you know, it may be a couple months. That's fine. Then techniques versus strategies. You may be like, all right, so what do I do? Do I do 12 Facebook Lives? Do I put out content every single day now, Tatiana? I'm not telling you to do that necessarily. You might. It doesn't so much matter what you choose as that you choose, because you have to choose something to get started. So in the Get Clients Now book, they're just like, pick your actions that feel aligned and inspiring to you. What I usually assign to people is use your intuition to ask in, what could I do that would actually be really nourishing and uplifting for me? For me, it's going to live events where I'd already be wanting to be there anyway, learning. Conscious Builders ATX, Hot Takes, Hot Dates, the Biohacking Love event, the Peak State event. I've got my calendar stacked. I have no doubt, because if I fall in love with the process and patiently pace myself in practicing doing the things from flow for fun that will put me in spaces where the people who I can serve and make a difference for also are, then the result will be inevitable. Fall in love with the process, the result becomes inevitable. All right, heard that. Then I got to get done in 6 minutes. So niche will help with this. If you're clear on your niche, techniques are more important. Excuse me, principles are more important than strategy, are more important than techniques. Techniques without ultimate strategy is entrepreneurial masturbation. Meaning, you might get something, it feels good, but it's not the full expression of what you can do as an entrepreneur. You can build leverage. So for me, I have a school community with a course that I can put somebody through. They spend 2 to 3 hours without me consuming content, falling in love with me. I get them on a call after a week, and then I meet them at an event. I serve them at the event. Then they go consume the content. Then they come back to me and I'm like, hey, you want to spend $5,000 with me? This happened in January. And they're like, yeah, actually, I've been looking for a way to give back to you for all that you've given to me so far. And I'm like, just let me serve you. And then they signed up for a several month coaching contract. Feel free to prosper is really useful. So Dumbo's feather. Dumbo thought he needed a feather to fly. He didn't actually. He put his faith in the feather. The feather is you. The feather is what I'm giving you. This is all training wheels for your faith and what's possible for you. Faith is imagination focused on a desirable outcome. Feed your image with the substance of faith. Let intuition tell you what to do. You don't even need me necessarily to give you tactics and strategies at this point. If you've got a clean, clear enough channel to your intuition. Who does? Give me a thumbs up. Who's used it to manifest cool shit in the past? Give me another thumbs up. Yeah, okay, so we're technically done, but I'm going to finish the rest of the presentation. Fear is imagination running wild, focused on an undesirable outcome. You can take the same actions from faith or fear, already done and willing to receive, or struggling and fighting to achieve. Faith without works is dead. Act from inspiration rather than from exasperation. You get that, right? Cool. Faith with works aligns you to the possibility of receiving. Let go of imposter syndrome. Pick your spot on the team. I've got a way for you to track income as it's coming in and to track leads if you want it. Take exceptionally good care of yourself so you can get into a high vibration state so that you can manifest quicker and easier. Stand in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Let intuition guide you to what's worked in the past for you. Kick butt on sales calls. If you need help, I've got the Lighthouse method. I can throw it your way. It's made me 200 grand. Follow up and follow through until they buy or die. Care about them and their goals more than anyone else has in their life. Fortune flows to the follow-up. Or else someone else who cares about them less will sell them. But who is better at marketing and sales? Connect, listen, invite, create, and propose. What does this mean? Connect with people who can benefit from what you have to offer. Listen to hear whether or not they need you. If they do, invite them into some kind of experience that you create for them of the value you embody, and then make a proposal. Was that clear? That's from the Prosperous Coach. It's really simple, really powerful. Best way you can help people, prove you can help people is by helping them. Give, give, give. Massive giving. And then ask. And then who do you know who's got this thing going on? You can talk to anybody who you know. I know Antonio went through a recent spat of that. And do you see that maybe the energetics might have been a little wonky or off when you did that? Yeah, so that there's a new way in here. I'm not saying do the warm outreach thing. I'm saying do your event strategy or whatever feels most aligned to you. You could get people into connection calls, listen for what they need, invite them to an enrollment call, invite them into market research calls, workshops, and masterclasses. There are several that have worked for me. Gianni used this strategy. You can go to paid Facebook groups and events where your ideal client is having their problem solved. I don't know what that would be for priestess training, but there's bound to be witchy communities who need people. And then finally, organic content is kind of a moonshot unless or until you built your audience, but results like these are possible. One post bringing in 5 grand or 8K. It's still happening out there. It's not as often lately because the algorithm has changed, but I made 8 grand from this and 5 grand from this. So you can too. And then all this part is just talking about, why you should get a coach. So if this were another presentation, I would go heavier on that. And then the ultimate setup for lead generation is getting clear on your niche and your why. Did I do it in 8? I did it in 6 minutes. Check that out. So thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. The world is a better place because you exist. I'm glad you were here. Any questions? You don't
Thank you
need-
so much. Are you gonna be sending any material that you just shared?
Yeah, which piece do you want?
All these slides and all these questions and all that?
Yeah.
These bullet points? You're gonna be sharing that?
May I ask in the future if you could make sometimes when you make requests, it sounds like you're presuming that I've already said yes to doing something that I haven't consented to. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's in the phrasing. I don't think you intended to land that way.
Yeah, it's the phrase. It's my Croatian language, which is very straightforward, like do. So I don't. I don't. Yes,
Thank
I'm
you.
just. Yeah.
Because yeah. So let's practice.
Mhm.
You would ask me, "Hey, Lewis, would you be willing to share this?"
Yeah. Yes. Hey, Luis, would you be willing to share this?
I would.
Thank you.
See, because the way that you framed
Yeah.
it initially, I
Doesn't give you a choice. It's like already done.
noticed myself stepping into people pleaser and putting on the mask of like, well, I guess I'm supposed to do this, and I was like, wait a second, no, I didn't say I was going to do
Yeah,
that. And it was like,
get it.
I would like,
Totally get it.
but yeah, I'm happy to. I'll share that, and then you'll have the links to the other documents where you can track your progress. Who's down to practice this 2 weeks to new coaching income? All right, cool. That's going to be fun. Tatiana, if I may add you to the group thread on Signal. I
Sure.
don't have to. Yeah. Okay, cool. It's been my honor to serve you all today. What are you leaving with? One word or a sentence?
Remembering.
That's so true for you. Me too, actually. That's why I still teach this. Antonia, what about you?
Possibility, inspiration, and alignment. The higher vision.
Go team! Love it. I'll share the recording as well. And God bless.
Thank you.
Godspeed. God luck. See
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you, Tatiana.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.